God, and then her dad could tell other people about God, and then they could tell other people about God. And she went on for like a minute, just going, and they could tell other people about God, and they could tell other people about God. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, when did Katie ever take an evangelism course? You know, like a Christian discipleship, how to spread the message kind of thing. No, it's not about learning that this is something you're supposed to do. It's about the fact that she has such a deep heart connection to the fact that God really is good. He's worth knowing. He's worth loving. And we need to actually tell other people about him, because if we don't tell them, they're not going to know. But if they know, they'll tell others, because that's just what you do. If it's in your heart, it's going to flow out. I want to ask you this morning, at the end of movement number 1 about this kind of topic, I want to ask you, how deeply does the truth of God dwell into your soul? To help us this morning, I've got Alex. He's going to work together with me, and he's going to play a little bit of some music and do a couple songs for us to try to help us engage on a personal level with the truths that we're talking about today. But how deeply does the truth of God sit down into your soul? This passage is one that our worship team on Monday night kind of discovered. And I want to read some of it to you. In my distress, I called to the Lord. I called out to my God. From his temple, he heard my voice. My cry came to his ears. The earth trembled and quaked. The foundations of the heavens shook. They trembled because God was angry. Smoke rose from his nostrils. Consuming fire came from his mouth. Burning coals blazed out of it. He parted the heavens and came down. Dark clouds were under his feet. He mounted the angels and flew. He soared on the wings of the wind. He made darkness his canopy around him. Out of the brightness of his presence, bolts of lightning blazed forth. Yahweh thundered from heaven. The voice of the Most High resounded. He shot arrows and scattered my enemies, bolts of lightning, and routed them. The valleys of the sea were exposed, and the foundations of the earth laid bare at the rebuke of Yahweh, at the blast of the breath from his nostrils. He reached down from on high and took hold of me. He drew me out of deep waters. He rescued me from my powerful enemy, from my foes who were too strong for me. He rescued me because he delighted in me. The next lesson I want us to think about is addressing the issue of ritual. More than ritual, God wants our heartfelt obedience. There's a passage in the Old Testament that I find to be fascinating every time I look at it. It's in 1 Samuel chapter 13, verses 7 through 14. I'm going to read it for you, and then I'll just tell you a little bit about the 1 Samuel 15 passage. But in 1 Samuel 13, beginning in verse 7, we find that Saul is at a place called Gilgal. Saul is the king of Israel.